Good morning. Welcome to Sacred Dive with me, Evangeline. So I want to talk a little about Corona. Might as well, everyone's talking about Corona, right? Um, so about 4 years ago, I went through a period in my life when things were very acute, on a personal level, very, very acute. Just involving some things in my family. And, I was actually in this room on the floor, like behind me in this corner one night. And luckily at that point in my life, I was doing just mountains of the Byron Katie work. And I was on the phone with a good friend of mine who facilitated me in the work. And I realized I had this thought, there's a problem. It was just pervading everything. And man, I believed it. Like there was a problem, right? And so I did this work with him, and what I saw in the facilitation was that it's almost like time was extended out with all these little slot holes in it. And into each itty bitty slot, I was sticking in this thought, there's a problem. And I saw I was doing that, right? Like I kept putting in this thought, there's a problem, there's a problem, there's a problem. And people would argue, well, yeah, there's a problem, if I told them what was going on in my life. Like, yeah, that's a problem, right? But the truth is that, right now, there's almost never a problem. Now, there's probably actually never a problem, but I haven't gotten to that point yet. But when you honestly look, like right now, is there a problem right now? It's usually not a problem. So I think that can correlate well to how we are feeling, on a mass level with Corona. I get the feeling that we are just sticking Corona into so many moments when there's absolutely no need for a reference to Corona to be there. And, I invite you to try this out just by, look at something right now. Look at something, anything that happens to be in the room you're in, or your car. And just notice, like, as you look at that, I'm noticing a fly up on my, the window of the door. There's no Corona right there. Corona has no reference right there. And so just try that. Like, look at something, and this work is about truth. Like, so truthfully, whatever you look at, like, is there Corona right there? And however you think of that, this concept, this big conglomerate of how I think Corona is sort of invading our brains right now. Just look at something, and in reality, does what you're looking at have anything to do with Corona right now? And keep it right now. And of course, the mind will be like, well, in the future, there, but just right now. So there might be times to think about Corona, right? There might be times to rationally make a plan, think, but see if you can just start to notice all those moments when you're pushing this kind of like this little tab of Corona into the moment when it just doesn't need to be there. All right. Thanks, everyone. Love you. Bye.